In this lesson, we are going to continue our study of place value, and we'll look at more number forms, and more specifically, base 10 numerals and base 10 exponents. And this is standard 5.NBT.3. We're going to be looking at this worksheet. You can go to worksheetsandwalkthroughs.com to print out a copy if you'd like and follow along. The directions are: convert the following number to base 10 numeral form and base 10 exponent form. And the number we're dealing with here is 56,903,277 and 319 thousandths. And in this base, you'll write the base 10 numeral form. Down here, you'll write the base 10 exponent form. And the second page of the printout that you print out from worksheetsandwalkthroughs.com will look like this without the number written here, and it will not all have the highlighted area here. The reason this is highlighted, because this is really the base 10 numerals conversion column. On the left, we have our periods, and then we have the names of the places. So what we need to do is convert this standard form number into base 10 numeral form. So let's start that now. We'll take a look at the leftmost digit in this number. The digit is 5, and it is in the 10 millions place. You're probably thinking that, good for you. So we have 5 in the 10 millions place, and that's really basically saying 5, the digit 5 that's there, times 10 million. So what I'm going to do right here is write exactly that. 5 times 10 million. And then we move over to the next place. So if that was 10 millions, this would be the 1 millions or the millions place. And we have 6 there, so we just simply think to ourselves, okay, 6 times 1 million, or 6 times a million. I'm going to write that in there. 6 times 1 million. If I go too fast for you, feel free to pause the video. That's fine. You can do this at your own pace. And then we're going to move over to the next place, and we've got this 9, the digit 9 there, and that is in the hundred thousands place. So naturally, we're going to take that 9, that digit 9, and multiply that times, you probably guessed it, 100,000. Oops. There we go. Little technical difficulties there. All right, so we're going to, like I said, multiply that digit 9 in the hundred thousands place times 100,000. So you can think of it as 5 times 10 million plus 6 times 1 million plus 9 times 100,000. Then we'll move to the next digit there. That is the 0. And really, I mean, you could write 0 times 10,000 because it's really 0, has a value of 0. But that's the 0 property working there. If you want to account for that place, you've got a placeholder 0. There it is. So then we'll continue on. We'll have just 3. The 3 is in the 1,000s place, or 3 times 1,000. And then we'll move on to the hundreds place. So we'll take that digit 2 and multiply it. 2 times, so we have 200, so it's 2 times 100. You can see where this is going, probably. Good for you. It's kind of a pattern as we follow along in the place value chart. So then we go back to the 7 here in the tens place. You're probably thinking, good for you. So that would be 7 tens, or 7 times 10. Then we'll move on to the next 7, and that 7 has a completely different value because it is in a different place on the place value chart. In this case, this 7 is in the ones place. So we've got 7 times 1. And then we'll move into the numbers that are smaller than 1, these decimals, and this is the next place here. So we will follow our pattern of colors. Use the blue pen next. So we've got that digit 3 is in the tenths place. So naturally it's going to be multiplied by 1/10. So that's what we're going to do. We'll do 3 times 1/10. So we'll just do that. We'll have 1/10. You can see these are decreasing in value. I have to rewrite that. That 10 that jumped on me. There we go, 1/10. And we'll move over to the 1. And the 1 here is in the hundredths place. You're probably thinking that. There it is, the hundredths place. And we'll multiply that by 1/100th. Doesn't that make sense? Because it's the hundredths place. So this is 1/100th. So we're going to multiply that digit 1 times 1/100th. For some reason my zeros are jumping together. Okay, that's 100. So that's 1 times 1/100th. And finally, we come to this digit here, this 9 in, you're probably thinking this, the thousandths place. Good for you. So we'll do that next. So again, we're looking at the 9 in the thousandths place. Multiply it by 1/1000th. There it is, 9 times 1/1000th. There we go. Okay, so there we have it. Now, what you need to do is take this, since you have it on your place value conversions chart, and let's move over a slide. And what I'm going to do here is see if I can just transfer this over. So I've got, ooh, look at that. Okay. So now you can convert these or just transfer them over. So we've got, well, you can rewrite these. And let's see what we can do here. So now we can just bring these over. All right, so we have 5 times 10 million. All right, so now we have 5 times 10 million plus, you can rewrite these on your paper. And then we have 6 times 1 million. You can see how we're putting this all back together. You put these parentheses in, it kind of makes it look a little neater and easier to read. Plus, and we'll pull over the next place. It's coming together here. All right, so now we have 9. We'll just take them separately then. 9 times 100,000. Take it right off that conversion chart. You'll have to rewrite it on your paper. And if I'm moving too fast for you, or at this point you might not have to follow along at all, for this section you can fast forward to the next section if you need to. And then we'll just, let's see, we'll add the next values. Plus 0, and again this is optional to put the 0 times 10,000 in. So we're basically breaking apart the number up here, place by place, and multiplying the digit by its place value. And we'll take 3 times 1,000. That would be, whoa, put that right back there, won't we? Take the 3 times 1,000. All right. And we'll add it to this next place over here. We shifted our place value chart around. That's a little confusing. So now we've got that lined up. Keep it there. Okay, so now we can move two times 100 because we've got our hundreds next. Draw those parentheses right in there. Plus our next values. We've got a 7, a digit 7 times 10 because it's in the tens place. Right there. Put in our parentheses again. Plus, and we'll keep moving up. That digit 7 was in the ones place. It's 7 times 1. Plus, now we get into our decimals. And you'll notice that these are multiplied by a fractional value. 3 times 1/10. All right, we lost our numerator there. Okay, so now we'll add on the digit 1 times 100th. Notice there are plus signs between all of these values. Then we'll move on to our next digit. Our 9 was worth 9 times 1,000th. There we go. And there you have it. We have the number 56,903,000. Let's expand that again. 56,903,277 and 319 thousandths in base 10 expanded numeral form. There it is. And now we're going to attack the next section, and we're going to look at base 10 exponent form there. So we'll do that. There we go. This time we'll use the next chart over, and we're actually looking at these values here. These are base 10 exponent values that we need to multiply the digits by in the place value chart. So we'll go through again digit by digit, and to save time, I'm going to keep with the same pen this time. Now again, we've got the 10 millions, the 5's in the 10 millions place, so we're going to multiply that by 5 times 10 to the 7th power. And if you want a little refresher on multiplying by powers of 10, we've got a video on that, multiplying and dividing by powers of 10. Check that out if you'd like. So here we go. And we've also looked at relating powers of 10 to the place value system. We have a video on that, or a video walkthrough of that. So check that out if you like. So now we're going to just break down this number by digit, Or we've got 5 times 10 to the 7th. Now we're going to look at the 6th. We can go to the 1 millions. It's 6 times 10 to the 6th power. You can check the number of zeros here because as you move from place to place in the place value chart, to the left, you're increasing in value by a power of 10. So if you count the zeros, they represent each a power of 10 that you moved as you moved through the place value chart. And you've got 6 there as your exponent. And that sure makes sense, doesn't it? We've got 7 zeros here, representing the powers of 10 as you move to the left up in value on the place value chart. So let's get back to our number. And then next we have the digit 9. So we're going to multiply 9 times 10 to the 5th because it's in the hundred thousands place. How many zeros do you see there? 5. It's a little shortcut you can use, but just understand that there is a reason behind that. And now we'll move on to the next digit. There's 0. You could represent that with the placeholder 0. 0 times 10 to the, well, it would be 10,000s. 10,000s, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. There we go. There's our exponent. And now we'll move on to 3 in the thousands place. So 3 times 1,000, or 10 to the 3rd power. And we'll keep moving on. It's a little bit quicker. So we've got 2 times 10 to the 2nd power because it's 10 times 10 is 100. So now we'll move on. We've got 7 in the tens place, so that's 7, just plain old times 10 because the tens place is worth 10 to the 1st power, or you could just think of that as 10. So you're multiplying by 10. Now we go to the ones place. This next 7 is in the ones place, so naturally you're going to multiply that one by 1 because the ones place has a value of 1 for each digit that is on there. So we've got 7 times 1 would be 7. And then we'd move on to the tenths place, and you can divide by 10 for that one. It really could be 10 to the 1st power if you'd like. So it's the digit 3 in the tenths place times, whoops, use the wrong operation. Okay, divided by 10. Or you could say 10 to the 1st if you'd like. It could be in there. Okay, that is not a 0. That would be something different. Okay, but anyhow, we've got a 1 in the hundredths place. It's got a value of 1 divided by 10 to the 2nd power. And then we have, last of all, our 9 in the thousandths place has a small value of 9 divided by 10 to the 3rd power. And again, there's a correlation between the exponent and the number of zeros here and the number of places you move to the right in the place value system or place value chart. So there you go. So all you need to do with this one is really convert or transfer your numbers from your place value base 10 numerals and base 10 exponents conversion chart right over to your base 10 exponent form. So let's do that. All right, so we've got 5 times 10 to the 7th is our 5 in the 10 millions. It was really worth 50 million. So let's do that. Let me just get that set. Okay, so now we want to put our parentheses, and then we're going to move on over to grab this next one. All right, 6 times 10 to the 6th power, and we put our parentheses around that with our addition symbol between the parentheses. Then we'll just keep on moving. Oh, we lost our exponent, didn't we? We'll just write that in. Okay. It actually might be faster just to write these in rather than having me drag those across for you. So now we've got plus 0 times 10 to the 4th. We've done that one. All right, now we've got 3 times 10 to the 3rd. 3 times 10 to the 3rd. We've got that one. Now we've got 2 times 10 to the 2nd power, right there, plus this digit 7 up here. Okay, that is in the tens place, so it would be 7 plus 7 times 10. Probably thinking that's 70. You right? Certainly is. All right, now we've got our next digit 7 up here, and that's worth 7 ones, or 7 times 1, plus our 3 in the tenths place over here. It's worth 3 times, or 3 divided by 10. Whoops. For some reason that didn't come out. 3 divided by 10 to the 1st power, or you could just say 3 divided by 10, that's optional, plus, and we're left with this 1 up here, the digit 1. 1 divided by 10 to the 2nd power, or 1 divided by, let's see, 100. That would be the same thing. Anyhow, and then we're left with this last digit of all, the 9 in the thousandths place. The 9 in the thousandths place, it's 9 divided by 10 to the 3rd power. And there you have base 10 exponent form. And with the conversion chart, it's as simple as that. So there you go. Thanks for checking out worksheetsandwalkthroughs.com. I'll make this screen bigger if you're really trying to look at it. It's much easier to read when it's larger on your screen. Sometimes you have smaller devices. That's fine. So there you go. You can pause it and copy it down if you need to. Or you can just fill out the conversion chart yourself, and I'm sure you can do it yourself. All right. Thanks again for checking out worksheetsandwalkthroughs.com. And we will see you again next time.